be starting chapter 2 in book 2, which is called Mis Parientes, or the word Parientes means relatives. Okay? Relatives. Alright, so in this chapter we'll learn how to be introduced to the extended family, to state your name, age, and that of others, describe yourself and others, and state your nationality and that of others. Say what language you and others speak. Alright, so first we're going to start off with this little dialogue, and I want you guys to pay attention.
Yo soy Conchita, la hija de los señores Márquez. Estos son mis hermanos. Son los hijos de los señores Márquez. Se llaman Eduardo y Paquito. Estos son mis padres. La señora Márquez es mi madre y la esposa del señor Márquez. El señor Márquez es mi padre y el esposo de la señora Márquez. Son Fernando y Teresa. Estos son mis abuelos. Son los padres de mi papá. Son mi abuelo y abuela. Se llaman Jaime y Anabela Márquez. Soy la nieta. Eduardo y Paquito son los nietos. Estos son mis abuelos. Son los padres de mi mamá. Se llaman Ángel y Juana García. Este es mi tío. Es el hermano menor de mi papá. Se llama José. Soy la sobrina de José. Esta es mi prima. Ella es la hija de José. Se llama Ana. Esta es mi tía. Ella es la hermana mayor de mi mamá. Se llama Marcela. Este es mi primo. Él es el hijo de Marcela. Se llama Antonio.
Okay, so as we can see here, Conchita, who is the person speaking, yo soy Conchita, la hija de los señores Márquez, the daughter of the Márquezes. Estos son mis hermanos, son los hijos de los señores Márquez, se llaman Eduardo y Paquito. Okay, so as we see here, the first word we're introduced to is hijos, which means children, but male children because it's hijos. Now you can also use hijos if it was a mixed group of children. All right. She also went to say number 3, esos son mis padres. That word we'll find means parents. La señora Márquez es mi madre y la esposa del señor Márquez. So, la señora Márquez is my mother and the wife of señor Márquez. El señor Márquez es mi padre y el esposo de la señora Márquez. So, Mr. Márquez is my dad and the husband of Mrs. Márquez. Son Fernando y Teresa. They are Fernando and Teresa. Number 4, estos son mis abuelos. Son los padres de mi papá. So these are my grandparents. They're the parents of my father. Son mi abuelo y mi abuela. They're my grandfather and grandmother. Okay? And she introduces different people in her family. You're going to see the word, for example, here you're going to see the word tío, which means uncle. So if este es mi tío and soy la something de José. So este es mi tío, se llama José. Soy la something de José. So if Tio is her uncle, what would she be to Jose? She would be his niece. And as we can see here, sobrino is nephew, but sobrina, which would be feminine, it's right there. Sobrina, niece. Okay? Perfect. Ejercicio de comprensión. Look at Conchita's family tree below and copy and complete it correctly. So, here in the dialogue she gives pretty much instructions on how to fill out this family tree. Alright, so it's a matter of just going through the dialogue and just figuring out how to fill out the family tree. But to give you an example, Jaime is married to somebody, or Jaime and somebody, they came together and then they had kids. Okay, so who is Jaime with? Jaime, so Annabella Marquez. All right, so this one would be Annabella Marquez. Annabella. Okay. And it seems that, well, Jaime and Annabella had 2 children, 1, 2, and as you could see, You figure it out in the. They said son mis abuelos son los padres de mi papá. Great. So they're on the father's side. So the father's name is Senor Marquez Fernando. So Fernando. And Fernando had a sibling. So that sibling could be Conchita's either aunt or uncle. If it was a male, it'd be an uncle. If it was a female, it'd be her aunt. So you have to kind of figure out. She has an aunt here, but it says that she is la hermana mayor de mi mamá. So that does not put the aunt there. However, what we can see is that she has an uncle, ese es el tío, which is the hermano menor de mi papá, the little brother of my father. His name is Jose, so Jose goes here. All right. So I want you guys to just fill out this family tree, and you guys can always bring it for me to see it. I can always go through it if you guys um do it for the practice. So what's in a name? Do you remember what this question means? ¿Cómo te llamas? Now, if you guys remember in the last chapter we went over the verb llamar se, which means what? It means to call one's self. Okay? To call oneself. And the way that you respond using the conjugations, yo me llamo Enrique, if someone says como te llamas. We understood how, so we also understood where this comes from, the como se llama. We did that when we conjugated the verb llamarse. Como se llama tu madre? What's your mother's name? Or how does she call herself? How does your mother call herself? Okay? She calls herself Linda, or we know it as her name is Linda. Okay? Como se llaman? What are their names? Okay? Como se llaman could also mean what are your names plural using the ustedes form. That's why I do say it's important to put your subject. So especially at this phase, write down the subject so it gives you a better idea as to what you're saying or what you're writing, and it helps with the conjugations as well. So como se llaman tus padres? What are your parents called? Como se llaman because it's plural, and tus padres because padres is plural. So remember, you have to say tus padres, not como se llaman tu padres. Tus padres. And responding, se llaman Gabriela y Arturo. They are called Gabriela and Arturo. Okay. So now to answer the following question about the Marquez family. ¿Cómo se llaman los hermanos de Conchita? Okay. Los hermanos, so this is our response. Los hermanos de Conchita se llaman Eduardo y Paquito. Alright. Los hermanos de Conchita se llaman Eduardo y Paquito. ¿Cómo se llama el hijo de Marcela? What does hijo mean? Hijo means son, and you need to figure out who's Marcela, so you go through that. One other thing to note in Spanish, whenever you see de before something, it usually indicates possession of, okay? So belonging to this thing. So for example, in English we would say Conchita's brothers, but in Spanish there's no apostrophe s, okay? So in the place of that we use de dash. So de Conchita, which means of Conchita or belonging to Conchita. The word de in Spanish actually means from or of, belonging to. Okay. So, los hermanos de Conchita, Conchitas, which mean Conchita's brothers. Okay. So, cómo se llama el hermano del señor Marquez? We're going to use cómo se llama because it's singular. El hermano. If it was los hermanos, we would say cómo se llaman, right? As we see in the previous example, cómo se llaman because los hermanos plural. Cómo se llama because el hermano singular. All right. And number four, ¿cómo se llaman los padres de la señora Márquez? Why llaman se llaman? Because it's plural, los padres. All right. Answer these questions about yourself. ¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo se llaman tus padres? ¿Cómo se llama tu mejor amigo o amiga? ¿Cómo se llama tu profesor o profesora de español? So you guys can answer this in your spare time, or you can answer it right now. But if you guys have any difficulty, please let me know. Send me a message on the Google Classroom platform, or you guys can find me and then we can talk about it. Okay, so we're going to move on to the verb tener now. The verb tener in Spanish means to have. Okay, and this is how the verb is conjugated in the present tense. So yo tengo, tú tienes, él, ella, usted tiene, nosotros o nosotras tenemos, and ellos, ellas, ustedes tienen. So I have, you have, he has, or she has, or you formal have, we have, they have, or you plural have. Okay. So in Spanish, when you ask somebody how old are they, you don't say um, how old are you using como, which means how. You're gonna say how many years do you have. That's pretty much how they ask the question. How many years do you have? So the word. So how to ask how much or how many in Spanish? We actually use the word cuantos. Okay. So ¿cuántos años tienes? ¿Cuántos años tienes means how many years, and tienes is which conjugation of the verb tener to have. It's the two tienes. So how many years do you have? Or simply put, how old are you? All right. We understand the expression in English to mean how old are you. In Spanish, it means the same thing, but just to clarify a little bit about where it originates from. All right. That takes care of that. ¿Cuántos años tiene usted? That is how you would ask it formally. Okay. ¿Cuántos años tiene? How old is he? How old is she? This could also mean you formal as well, which is why it's always important to put the subject. So, ¿cuántos años él tiene? Which is for he. Or ¿cuántos años ella tiene? For her. Or if you want to just go straight at it, ¿cuántos años usted tiene? And what I said in the previous chapter, you could write ¿cuántos años? You could write ¿cuántos años usted tiene? Or ¿cuántos años tiene usted? It can go before or after the verb. It can go before the verb or it can go after the verb. It doesn't matter. It means the same thing. Okay? Great. So now we're gonna move on to ¿cuántos años tiene tu hermano? How old is your brother? Or like I said, broken down, it means how many years has your brother? And you respond by saying the conjugation of the verb. So if I were to ask you ¿cuántos años tú tienes? ¿Cuántos años tú tienes? You respond by saying I have, which is the I form is yo, so yo tengo. You to say ¿cuántos años tiene tu hermano? You respond by saying he has, so él tiene 15 años. Alright? Like I said, it's important at this stage to write with your subject so it gives you a better idea as to what it is that we're talking about as we're talking about it, okay? ¿Cuántos años tienen? Which means how old are they? Or how old are you all? Ustedes, could be ustedes as well. And ¿cuántos años tienen tus hermanos? And ellos tienen 12 y 14 años. Alright? So write the parts of the verb tener correctly. We're gonna go, well, I want you guys to go over this as practice for the verb tener. Alright, la chica, something 15 años. Go back up into this section up here and you'll be able to figure it out, okay? If you guys have any issues or any difficulties, please let me know. Alright, answer the following questions about yourself. ¿Cuántos años tienes tú? ¿Cuántos años tienen tus padres? ¿Cuántos años tiene tu mejor amiga, amigo? ¿Cuántos años tiene tu profesor de español? ¿Cuántos años tiene tu hermano y hermana? Interesting, because it seems the same thing. Te llamas, se llaman tus padres, tu mejor amiga, profesor de español. Um, just so you guys know, I'm 29, so let's see if you can answer that. All right, learn the numbers in Spanish. It's gonna help you. So next, palabras para aprender. Here are some descriptive adjectives. So physical adjectives to describe the person's physical appearance. It can be strong, weak, beautiful, athletic, slim, fat, bajo, grande, alto, feo, pequeño, pequeña. Okay, and with the accompanying word. Personality. So this is their physical appearances. They can also have personality traits. So they can be intelligent, they can be affectionate, sincere, unpleasant. I do advise you guys to just learn this entire table. This is how you're going to learn to describe people. And it's going to become very interesting and also very important as we move forward in the Spanish. Okay? Note, an adjective must agree with the noun that it describes. It must agree with the noun it describes in number and in gender. Now, we have spoken about this many times throughout the course of the class. All right, so if you're going to say, okay, for example, the adjective must generally follow the noun it describes. Okay, so in English, we would say blue house, because we put the adjective before the noun that it describes. But in Spanish, it's actually the other way around. We say la casa azul. Okay? The adjective goes after the noun. So el chico alto, but los chicos altos. Pay attention. El chico singular, alto singular. El chico alto, but los chicos altos. La chica alta, las chicas altas. El chico fuerte, la chica fuerte. So, like we said, some adjectives do not have a feminine form, and fuerte is one of those. So, you're not going to say fuerto or fuerta, you're just going to say fuerte. All right? So, that's pretty much how we're going to do it. If we're going to say the blue house, la casa azul. If we're going to say the blue houses, las casas azules. Right? Some words in Spanish, when you make them plural, you just add an S. Some words you have to add an ES. Alright? We'll get to that later. So, te toca a ti. Can you make the adjectives agree? So we have el profesor trabajador. Okay? If it was la profesora, we would have had la profesora trabajadora. But because it's male, we just leave it as trabajador. Okay. Los alumnos. How would we put the adjective? It would have to agree, so it would be estudiosos, plural. Okay. Los alumnos estudiosos. Right. La prima. Remember, it has to agree. Some words can change, some words can change. So in this case, for trabajador, it remains trabajador. But if it was la profesora, we would actually add the A. So mi prima delgada, we would put delgada. So next we have unas chaquetas, and then the word here is feo. But what you will see is that chaquetas is feminine and plural. So we're gonna have to change this into feminine and plural. So we get unas chaquetas feas. Okay? I'll leave the rest for you guys to figure out. Okay. Can you write the Spanish for a big house, the talkative girl, the small chairs, the athletic student, the patient teachers, Okay. One thing to remember when saying in Spanish, It could be male, female, singular, or plural. Okay. Male singular is un, female singular is una, male plural is unos, and female plural is unas. Now be careful, because some people, because this is unos, they want to say uno. Uno here would be wrong. Why would uno be wrong? Because the word in Spanish, uno, is actually taken already. It means one. The number one. Like it's literally the name for the number one. Okay? And you're saying you would use un. But uno is a word that's reserved for the number one. Okay? Great. Awesome. So you guys will get there. So just learn the words, go into your dictionaries, learn these adjectives: honest, intelligent, studious, tall, short, big, talkative, small, athletic, patient. Add these words to your vocabulary section, because these are words that, like I said, words that we go over in the semester, they will come in the exam. They may come in the exam. So I don't want you all to say that you all have never heard or seen a word before. All right. Next, we move on to the verb ser. What do we say that the verb ser in Spanish means? It means to be, but it's to be in a sense of permanency. Okay? When describing physical attributes and character of a person, you always use the verb ser. Why? Because that's a permanent thing about the person. These things don't change. Okay? If somebody's tall, they will be tall. Somebody's short, they'll continue to be short. Here are the parts of this verb in the present tense. So yo soy, tú eres, él, ella, usted es, nosotros o nosotras somos, and ellos o ellas, ustedes son. Okay? Write the parts of the verb ser correctly. So mi hermano, something un chico gordo. Alright? Because you're talking about now. In English, you say my brother dash fat boy. We could use is or we could use are. Is in thing would be s, which is third person singular, and are is son, which is third person plural. Okay, so mi hermano, which is third person, which is somebody else, but it's hermano singular, third person singular, so we would use the one that corresponds to, which is this one. Okay. All right. So as a result, you have mi hermano. Mi hermano es un chico gordo. Los estudiantes. Los estudiantes. This is plural, but we're talking about a group of students. So that's not me and it's not you. It's a group of students. Los estudiantes. So we'd use third person plural. That's right. One yo, one and I. If it's one and I, which conjugation of the verb will we be using? If it's somebody plus me, then we would actually use the we form. Okay. So Juan y yo somos primos. Okay. Question mark. Something usted, el padre de Sara. What would be the form that we use for usted? We'd use es. So es usted, el padre de Sara, which pretty much means, are you Sarah's father? Okay. To dash bastante simpática. What is the to form? Tú eres. You are. Alright. Answer these questions about yourself. ¿Eres feo o fea? No, soy guapo slash guapa. ¿Eres bajo o baja? Sí, soy bajo slash baja. Alright, so asking, are you ugly? Male or female. If somebody's asking this to you, they'll say feo because you're a male. Somebody's asking, they'll say bajo because you are a male. Okay? You will not ask a boy if eres fea. Okay, you would ask a boy, eres feo. And the boy would not respond, soy guapa. He will respond, yo soy guapo. Okay? So we talk about these as well. Okay? So as we saw earlier, trabajador versus trabajadora. Okay, the same thing that we had seen in the example. Trabajador and trabajadora. Okay, male and female. Como es or son. Okay, what is he or she like and what are they like? Como es tu padre? So, what is your father like? In Spanish, you can ask somebody, ¿Cómo es? Or ¿Cómo son? Right? ¿Cómo son is plural, and ¿Cómo es is singular. Pretty much, what this is asking you is to describe somebody. So if I were to say, ¿Cómo tú eres? ¿Cómo tú eres? How are you? ¿Cómo tú eres? How are you? That's what this question means, eh? But it's not asking how are you as in terms of asking about your health. If I were to ask you about your health, what question would I use? I would actually use como. To which verb would I use? I would use estás. Okay? Why? Because estar also means to be, as well as ser. But ser is a permanent state of being, estar is a temporary state of being, and it also is used to denominate location. So when I say como tú eres, when I say como tú eres, I'm actually meaning describe yourself to me, or what are you like? So your response would be like, yo soy delgado, yo soy alto, yo soy inteligente, yo soy simpático. Because remember, I'm saying tú eres. So when you're responding, you respond using the I form. So yo, and then the verb. Remember, I tell you, when somebody asks you a question in Spanish, they'll generally ask you a question with a verb. You need to figure out what verb it is and respond using the appropriate conjugation of that verb. So if they're asking you all, and you're in that group, you would respond saying we. If they're asking you, you'd respond saying I. If I'm asking about he or she, you'd respond saying he or she. Okay? So, es muy delgado pero fuerte. He's very thin but strong. Como son. Why son? Because it's plural, because we have tus amigos. Como son tus amigos? What are they like? Or describe them to me. Son amigos muy simpáticos. They're very nice friends. Okay? So answer these questions about people you know. ¿Cómo es tu mejor amigo o amiga? Now, I'm not asking how the person is doing, because if I was asking how they're doing, I would say, ¿Cómo está tu mejor amigo o amiga? Okay? So if I wanted to know how they were doing, I would have said ¿Cómo está? But I'm not doing that. I'm using the verb ser como es. I'm telling you, describe, I'm asking you to describe this person to me. So you would say, tu mejor amiga. So in responding, you'd actually possession. So mi mejor amiga, because you're talking about one person, es. Mi mejor amiga es, I don't know, guapa, um, linda, alta. Like I said, guys, you need to learn these descriptive words. They're physical aspects and they're also personality traits. Okay, these are things that would really help you to ace that section, because you would have a vocabulary to draw from. And like if I were to ask you to describe somebody and you have no way of describing that person to me. ¿Cómo son tus padres? Mis padres son. Because remember, it's plural. You'd have to change the tus into mis. Okay? Great. Más descripciones. Read the following carefully. Tengo el pelo largo y lacio y los ojos grandes. I have long and straight hair and big eyes. Okay? Pelo largo y lacio. Remember, pelo in this case is the noun and the adjective goes after the noun. Okay? And like for in English where it is the adjective before the noun. Great. pelo largo y lacio y ojos grandes. Tengo el pelo corto y rizado y los ojos negros, black eyes. Tengo el pelo tengo el pelo rubio y los ojos marrones. I have blonde hair and brown eyes. Tengo el pelo moreno y los ojos pequeños. I have dark hair and small eyes. Okay? So these are other ways that you can use to describe yourself. So, ejercicio para escuchar. Some members of the Marquez family talk about themselves. Listen and follow the text. Okay? So now we're going to move on to the description that some members of the Marquez family give to themselves. Okay? Listen carefully.
Ejercicio 7. Ejercicio para escuchar. Some members of the Marquez family talk about themselves. Listen and follow the text.
Hola, yo soy Anabela Salazar, madre del señor Márquez. Tengo 66 años. Soy baja y gruesa, pero muy paciente. Tengo el pelo muy largo, lacio y gris. Tengo los ojos marrones.
Hola, me llamo Antonio. Soy el hijo de Marcela. Tengo 18 años. Soy estudiante de la Universidad Católica. Soy alto y delgado, y muy atlético, pero tímido. Tengo el pelo rizado, corto y negro. Tengo los ojos negros.
Hola, soy Ana, prima de Conchita, Eduardo y Paquito. Tengo 16 años. Soy baja y un poco gorda, pero soy bonita. Tengo el pelo lacio, corto y moreno. Tengo los ojos grandes y marrones.
Okay, so as we see, each member of the family they spoke about themselves. Um, Annabella is the first one, Annabella Salazar, who is the granny. Annabella was able to say that she was able to say her name. So this is pretty much just so if somebody to ask como tú eres, how are you, or pretty much describe yourself to me. This is an idea of what you could say. Hi, my name is. Alright, you say you saw Annabella Salazar. I am. He said me amo Antonio, so I call myself Soy Ana. Right, they're introducing themselves. She also gave a description. Madre del Señor Marquez, so I am Señor Marquez's mother. Soy el hijo de Marcela, Marcela's son. Prima de Conchita, Eduardo y Paquito. So cousin of Conchita, Eduardo y Paquito. Alright, great. So what they said is they said the name, they said pretty much their relationship. They then afterwards they went to see how old they are. So tengo 66 años. 66. Anybody knows how old is that? 66. Alright. This one tengo 18 años. 16 años. Alright. Then Annabella went straight to describe herself. Soy baja y gruesa, pero un poquito, pero muy paciente. She's short, she's fat, but very patient. Antonio said, soy estudiante de la Universidad Católica. I'm a student of the Catholic school. Soy alto y delgado y muy atlético, pero tímido. So I'm tall, skinny, very athletic, but very timid. And soy baja y un poco gorda, pero soy bonita. So, you know, I'm short, a little chubby, a little fat, but very pretty. Okay? Then after that, so they spoke about the ages. Then they spoke about their physical traits. And even in some cases, personality traits. So paciente, timido. She just went full on for the physical traits. So she's short, she's a little fat, and she's pretty. Okay, so after that, she went to talk about tengo el pelo muy largo, lacio y gris. So she has long, straight, and gray hair. He has rizado, corto, and negro, so curly, short, and black. And she has lacio, which is straight, corto is short, and moreno is dark. Okay, if you guys need to familiarize yourself with that, you just scroll up right here, more descriptions, how they describe their hair and their eyes and whatnot. Okay, They also describe the eyes. Some have big eyes, big old brown eyes, and black eyes. I have no idea what black eyes is supposed to mean, but yeah. And brown eyes, okay? So, ejercicio de comprensión. ¿Cómo es Annabella? ¿Cuántos años tiene ella? So, pretty much, these are questions from the previous section, from the listening exercise. So, you can write these answers down, write them in Spanish, okay? And also, if you can, fill out this table as well, all right? Talks about the age, the description, the hair, and the eyes, just to give you a better understanding. So, nacionalidades e idiomas. So, one quick tip: in Spanish, we will not say nacionalidades y idiomas, because the next word idioma starts with a word that sounds like e. So you're not gonna say nacionalidades y idiomas. You'll say nacionales e idiomas. Okay. Y and e. They both mean and, but you would use the y everywhere. Use the y everywhere, except when the next word is going to start with a letter that sounds like y. So e. In that case, you use the letter a. The Spanish letter A. Right? A. So then here's a map of Mexico, Central and South America, Mexico, America Central, y America del Sur. Look at the map on page 22, name the countries labeled with the letters. Guys, you can just take your Google Maps, figure it out, go through the questions. The countries are here. Fill out the boxes. Get an idea and an appreciation of which countries fall where. It helps when it comes to identifying countries on the map, but it also gives a better appreciation for the Spanish language. Okay? Next, nationalities in Spanish are written with lowercase letters. Okay? So, if somebody is from Chile, you call them a Chileno or Chilena. Costa Rica, you call them a Costa Ricense or Costa Riqueño or Costa Riqueña. Okay? Argentina, Argentino, Argentino, Argentina. Bolivia, Boliviano, Boliviana. Okay? Peruano, Peruana. Venezolano, Venezolana. Depending on if it's male or female. If you have a group of male Venezuelans, Venezolanos. A group of female Venezuelans, Venezolanas. If it's a mixed group, Venezolanos. Okay, great. Then we move on to this awesome question, ¿De dónde eres? This question pretty means, where are you from? Where are you from? Or broken down, de means of or from. Donde means where. And eres is the permanent form of the verb to be. So this question pretty much means of where, of or from, where. Remember, I would say put the article, the subject. So where are you? Question mark. Of or from, where are you? Right? Where are you from? And because it's using the verb ser, like I said, we ask you a question and the question has a verb in it. The verb, you said eres. Eres is from the verb ser, which means to be. So your response to that question is using the same verb ser, but conjugated for the first person singular. So you say soy de, and then your country. So I am of or I am from this country. All right? So it's interesting to note. If I say de donde eres, or where are you from, or of where are you from, I'm asking the country that you come from. So you respond saying soy de Argentina. But when I were to ask this question, ¿cuál es tu nacionalidad? I wouldn't say ¿qué es tu nacionalidad? I would say ¿cuál, because ¿cuál is a word that selects from a group of things that exist. So ¿cuál es tu nacionalidad? You respond soy argentino or Argentina. Okay? Argentino or Argentina. Soy venezolano, soy venezolana. Right? So if I say de donde eres, you're not going to tell me soy venezolano. I say, where are you from? You're not going to tell me I'm Venezuelan. You'd say, I'm from Venezuela. Okay? What is your nationality? ¿Cuál es tu nacionalidad? I am Venezuelan. So, ¿de dónde eres? I am from St. Lucia. Soy de Santa Lucia. But what is your nationality? ¿Cuál es tu nacionalidad? Yo soy Santa Luciano or Santa Luciana. We can say Santa Luciana because you guys are male. But you can also use the word Santa Lucense. We'll get to that in a while when we get down to the country. But it spells almost like Costarricense. Alright? So here's just a little quick something. ¿De dónde eres? Yo soy de Argentina. ¿Cuál es su nacionalidad? Soy argentino o argentina. Okay, your nationalidad. Hablo español. So look at that, how you just introduce yourself there. I'm from St. Lucia. I'm actually St. Lucian, and I speak Spanish. All right? Awesome. Great. ¿De dónde es? Where is he or she from? Why es? Because if we go back to the verb ser and we look at the conjugation of the verb ser, where is it? We see el es. Okay? ¿De dónde él es? Or ¿de dónde ella es? Or if you want to ask somebody formally, ¿de dónde usted es? Of where are you from? Of where are you? Or of where is she? Or of where is he? Or from where is he? Or from where is she? Or from where are you? Es de Mexico. So if you're from Mexico, that means es de Mexico. So he is from Mexico. So that means es mexicano. He's Mexican. Alright? Y él habla español. That's why it's important to put, because we don't know if you're talking about él. Or the question could also be asking us about ella. Okay, so I do encourage you guys to use the subject whenever you guys are writing. ¿De dónde son? Son, plural. Son means are, which is plural, so we're asking for more than one person. How would you conjugate that? Well, you conjugate it using the same form, son. Alright, ¿de dónde eres is the to form. When you are responding, you'd say I. So you say yo soy. But if I say ¿de dónde son, where are they from? When you respond, you say they are from, so you continue to use the word son. Son de Venezuela. They are from Venezuela. Son venezolanos o venezolanas. Y hablan español. Why hablan? Because ellos, I wish this had like a subject written there, ellos. So I'm going to use ellos, I'll have to say ellos hablan español. The conjugation of the verb hablar, but in the third person plural form. Okay? Use the diagram to answer the questions below. Amalia is from Peru. Los señores Marquez, Colombia, etc., etc. ¿De dónde es Enrique? ¿De dónde es Enrique? Third person singular. So we respond, Enrique es de, what country is Enrique from? Nicaragua. Okay? Enrique es de Nicaragua. If we ask what is his nationality, ¿cuál es la nacionalidad de, well, okay, we can say what is his nationality? ¿Cuál es su nacionalidad? If he comes from Nicaragua, he is Nicaraguense. Nicaraguense. Note the accent on the U. This doesn't pop up too often in Spanish, but when it does, you'll understand why. It usually comes in a GUE form like that, but we'll get to that later. Alright? Nicaraguense. So there's no word called Nicaraguano, Nicaraguana. It's Nicaraguense. Alright? So yeah, you guys can answer the rest of these questions. If you have any issues, let me know. Send me a voice note on the Google Classrooms platform, not a problem. Alright, El Caribe, the Caribbean. Right, so here we have the different countries and the nationalities and the languages that they speak. Okay, here we have our lovely island Santa Lucia. The people here are called Santa Lucianos, or Santa Luciano or Santa Luciana. So they can also be called Santa Lucense, right? Santa Lucense, okay? And plural would just be Santa Lucensis, okay? Plural for Santa Luciano would be Santa Lucianos, and plural for Santa Luciana would be Santa Lucianas, okay? Great, awesome. And then we have the rest of the Caribbean. Learn these guys. In Santa Lucia, we speak English. All right, we speak English, which means English. And we also speak Creole, which is Criollo. C-R-I-O. Criollo. Criollo. Okay, Criollo. Oops. A person from America is called Americano or Americana. Okay? Awesome. Complete these sentences. Pero es de Cuba. Es, give an example, es cubano. Okay? Y habla, what does he speak in Cuba? Español. Richard es de, we don't know what that's saying, but we know he says es trinitario. Es trinitario. What country is the nationality is referred to as trinitario? You guys can guess. Probably get it right, but let's go. Trinitario. Okay? So it's from Trinidad. And what do they speak in Trinidad? What do they speak in Trinidad? Habla inglés. Well, él habla inglés. They also speak Spanish in Trinidad, but anyway. Henry Siles son because it's plural. Son de which country? Hablan Francis. Okay? Which countries in the Caribbean speak French? It's actually very interesting. Which countries in the Caribbean speak French? Well, we have Haiti and we also have Martinique, but I don't see Martinique written here, so we'll go for Haiti, which is actually the only country on this list where French is mentioned. Okay. Also be Guadeloupe as well, but nah. And we say son de Haiti, son haitianos hablan francés. Okay. And I think it's the República Dominicana. You guys can go for that as well. Habla, what do they speak over there? And es, what do they call them? Okay. Great. Answer the following questions about yourself. ¿De dónde eres? Remember, the question we're asking, where are you from, or over from, where are you? The verb that we use here is what verb? The verb ser. So when you're responding, you would use the yo conjugation of the verb ser to respond to that question. So yo soy de, I am of, or I am from. Let's use from. I am from. ¿Cuál es tu nacionalidad? Yo soy, and your nationality, not your country, your nationality. ¿Qué idioma hablas? What verb are they using? They're using this verb here, the verb hablar. So it's conjugated yo hablo, to with the accent hablas, él, ella, usted habla, nosotros hablamos. Everything is terrible. Ellos, ellas, ustedes hablan. Okay. So the ¿qué idioma hablas? You would respond using the yo form. So yo hablo. And what do you speak? Here are some famous faces. Say their names, country, and nationality. Se llama Fidel Castro. Ideally, I would love it, like I said, if they had put the subject. Él es de Cuba. So él es cubano. Okay? This guy here, you all should know him. This girl here, you all should know her. This guy is not from the Caribbean, but you guys should know him too. Granted, it didn't say that's true. It just said famous faces, state their names, their country, and nationality. Great. Complete the following with the correct form of tener or ser. Remember, tener means to have and ser means to be. So when you're reading through the questions, use a little bit of common sense, okay? Yo dash 14 años, 14 años. In Spanish, we said that the expression is I have a certain number of years. Okay, so yo tengo. Annabella dash muy guapa. You not say Annabella tiene muy guapa. Annabella has very pretty. Like I said, use a little bit of common sense as you go through that to kind of figure them out. The conjugation for the verb ser and tener are up in the previous pages. Situations. You have just met a new student and want to know his or her name. Write a note that you passed to him or her. You want to know the name of your friend's sister. Write the text that you sent to him or her. You know the nationality of your new friend on Facebook. What do you write in your Facebook message? Send an email to your friend asking him what's his family like. So we are going to go through these in class. I want us to go through these in class, all 13 of them. But come prepared because I will be asking questions to see who knows the answer to these scenarios. So I need you guys to go over this properly. El escape. Philip Bandito has escaped from maximum security at local prison. He is now on the run with a female accomplice. The police have released these photos. Help the police by giving a description of the two wanted criminals, include name, physical description, color of hair, and eyes. This is nice though. Work with a partner. The principal of your school wants to find out the various descriptions and qualities of students in the school. You have been selected to do the survey of your class. So we will do these in class, but like I said, come prepared so that we can talk about it. I will be rewarding those who have gone through it and who come with useful information. Okay, copy and complete the table below. So nombre Pedro, edad, which means age, descripción física, and character. Okay, great. That's pretty much what they want you to do. This is actually the exercise right here. All right. Principal of your school wants to find out the various descriptions and qualities of students in the school. Awesome. Contextual announcement. You're introducing yourself to your Facebook group in a post. Give the following information using complete statements. So go over this because I want to do this as an assignment in class. I will be grading you guys for this in class. All right. Nota cultural. The Hispanic family is very close-knit, extending beyond the nuclear family. From time to time, they'll get together for various social activities like births, weddings, birthdays, quinceañeras, which is actually a very interesting celebration that happens when people turn 15. Family is seen as important, and older members, such as grandparents, are highly respected. All right? So, Actividad Cultural, name the capitals of Spanish-speaking countries of Central and South America and the Caribbean. And write a report on your favorite Spanish-speaking country. Talk about size, currency, independence, culture, etc. Okay? So for this, just read about it, guys. Read about it. We'll decide what we're going to do when we meet up in class. So for that takes us to the end of chapter 2. If you guys have any questions, you please let me know in the Google Classrooms forum, okay?